Imagine a society founded on a class structure with the brackets white, close brackets, and the brackets are important, British royal family at the top as determined by birth and by blood, right? Don't have to imagine it, that's what we've got. It's not a matter of opinion, that's a matter of historical fact. A biracial woman enters the top of the pyramid by marriage, negating both the birth and blood requirements society had previously been told were preconditions. Because she lacks those prerequisites, she's considered unworthy. Because she's proud of her own heritage and regards herself as equal to others at the top of the pyramid, she's considered ungrateful.
I couldn't help but think of those words after coming across an article titled, "Meghan Markle wanted free handbags and clothes from Victoria Beckam." Such headlines serve as a stark reminder of this deeply ingrained bias within the royal family and British media. The suggestion that Meghan, simply because of her biracial background and lower-class status compared to other royals, would beg for material items is not only absurd, but also insulting. The British media and the royal family have struggled to come to terms with Meghan's self-assuredness and pride in her heritage. This discomfort is evident in the relentless character assassination attempts, even years after Meghan and Harry decided to step back from their royal duties. From labelling her as a beggar to painting her as a domineering wife who manipulates her husband, the media and the royal establishment are desperate to portray Meghan as someone who clung to royal status. However, the truth is far from this skewed narrative. These attempts to undermine Meghan's character reflect a larger societal issue, an inability to accept a confident, successful, and proud biracial woman at the top of the social pyramid. Before the palace walls and the royal titles, Meghan Markle was a woman forging her own path. Meghan had built a successful career in Hollywood. Yet, her story was more than just the bright lights of Hollywood. Meghan was, and continues to be, a passionate advocate for social justice, using her voice to champion causes close to her heart. From a young age, she displayed a strong sense of empathy and a desire to make a difference. Meghan's compassion and commitment to social justice were integral parts of her identity, long before she met Prince Harry. This was the Meghan the world didn't always see. The woman behind the headlines, driven by a desire to make a tangible difference. She was a self-made woman, working hard to achieve her status and wealth. Meghan's achievements were the result of her talent, dedication, and relentless effort. Therefore, the notion that she would need to beg for anything is not only ludicrous, but also a deliberate attempt to demean her accomplishments and independence. Behind the palace walls, Meghan was adjusting to a life vastly different from the one she knew. The transition from Hollywood actress to British royal was fraught with challenges. The strict protocols, the constant public scrutiny, and the pressure to conform to centuries-old traditions would have been daunting for anyone. Yet, Meghan approached this new chapter with grace and determination. She embraced her royal duties, throwing herself into charitable work and championing causes close to her heart. Her warmth, empathy, and genuine desire to connect with people shone through in her interactions with the public. She used her platform to raise awareness about issues such as gender equality, mental health, and the empowerment of women and girls. Meghan was determined to make a difference, to use her position to amplify voices that were often marginalized. Her commitment was evident, her passion undeniable. Yet, the constant scrutiny and criticism continued, overshadowing her efforts and painting a distorted picture of her intentions.
The town criers called out from the lower tiers of the pyramid, "I've never met her, but I look at her and I don't think I'd like you in real life," said one. "We Brits prefer true royalty to fashion royalty," proclaimed another. These are direct quotes from prominent columnists and commentators. Shouts of "she just doesn't speak our language" came whistling on the wind. But at the top of the pyramid, the cries were met with silence. So she's under attack in some fairly horrible ways, and they expected perhaps to get some support and protection from the boss, or even the brother? Were they too far away from it? Were they too disconcerted to know what to reply? Or did they use the cacophony from below to muffle the echo of their own whispers as they murmured the same things? The loudest gossip monger was impossible to ignore as he oafishly admonished her to go back to America.
While Meghan navigated the royal life, the British tabloid press singled her out and spread stories about her family and her background with a negative and intrusive slant. This relentless scrutiny, fueled by a thirst for scandal and laced with thinly veiled prejudice, painted a distorted picture of the Duchess. The attacks often went beyond mere gossip, revealing a darker undercurrent of bias. Comments about her biracial heritage, comparisons to her sister-in-law, and scrutiny of her every action seemed to stem from a place of deep-seated prejudice. This was not simply about royal protocol or public image. It was about a woman of colour challenging the established norms of an institution steeped in tradition. Meghan's decision to leave the royal family was a courageous act of self-preservation and dignity. When she realised that the royal family and the British media were intent on silencing her and breaking her spirit, she chose to walk away. Meghan understood her worth and refused to allow anyone to undermine her identity or her values. Therefore, the British media's portrayal of Meghan as ungrateful or manipulative is a reflection of their own biases and insecurities. They could not handle a biracial woman who knew her worth and was unapologetically proud of her heritage. Meghan's confidence and refusal to conform to the restrictive norms of the royal family threatened the established order, prompting a barrage of unfounded criticism and vilification. The relentless attacks on Meghan reveal more about the British media and the royal family than they do about her. Their desperation to paint Meghan in a negative light is an attempt to deflect attention from their own shortcomings. It is easier to vilify Meghan than to address the systemic issues of racism and classism that her presence in the royal family exposed. Despite the ongoing smear campaign, Meghan has remained a symbol of strength and resilience. The British media and the royal family failed to break Meghan's spirit when she was a working royal, and they will not succeed now. No matter how many lies they spread, or how many baseless accusations they hurl, Meghan's integrity and strength will continue to shine through. She represents a new generation of women who refuse to be silenced or diminished, who know their worth and are unafraid to stand up for themselves. To conclude, the British media's portrayal of Meghan Markle as a beggar or a manipulative wife is not only false, but also a reflection of their own deep-seated prejudices. Meghan's entry into the royal family challenged the traditional norms and exposed the biases within the institution and the media. Despite the relentless attacks, Meghan has remained steadfast in her values and committed to making a positive impact on the world. The Sussex Squad stands with her, recognizing the truth and rejecting the baseless character assassination attempts. Meghan's story is a powerful reminder that true strength lies not in the absence of adversity, but in the ability to overcome it. It is about finding the courage to be true to yourself, even when it is difficult.